Good afternoon, students. And so today I'm going to talk about week one of your ENGL 101 class. I want to welcome everyone to this class. And there's going to be different assignments that you're going to do for this class. So I'm going to go over all the different aspects of your assignments. And I actually had like 4 different students come to this session, but then I forgot to press the record button. So here I am by myself doing this lecture instead. So you're going to notice that on your very first welcome email, I put in all the test guides, study guides for all your tests and quizzes. And so always check your email. Your very first email has all the test guides. That's number 1. And then you could use those test guides that has all the questions or similar questions to your quizzes and tests. And then you can use the Smart Helper AI in order to help you answer the questions for those quizzes and tests. And the Smart Helper AI is inside your textbook. You can access your textbook by going to click on modules, and then that gives you access to everything. And then you go to the readings and expectations module in each week, click on the chapter links, and that will give you access to your textbook. And then your quizzes and tests will all be based on the textbook. So I can't help but emphasize that the Smart Helper AI, which is in your textbook, will really help you understand the textbook. If you have definitions you don't understand, like the difference between essay unity and essay cohesion, then you can ask the Smart Helper AI, what's the difference between essay cohesion and essay unity? You can also use the Smart Helper AI to help you answer the questions in the quiz, not in the quiz, in the test study guides to help you study for the quiz. And so the Smart Helper AI only knows stuff from the textbook. So don't try to use ChatGPT to answer the study guide questions, because ChatGPT gets its sources from everywhere. And so whereas the Smart Helper AI is only trained only on the information in the textbook. Number 2, free writing. So every week you're going to get a free writing assignment in which you're going to write for 5 minutes, whatever it is that they suggest for you to write about. So for this week, you're going to write about what does writing mean to you. So what you do is you take a timer, you set it to 5 minutes, and you write for 5 minutes. As soon as the timer goes ding, you stop writing. That's why they call it free writing. In other words, free writing is a kind of pre-writing where you just write what comes into your head for 5 minutes without thinking about the grammar. And the reason behind this assignment is that it's the very first step in the writing process. It's where you have let your creative juices flow. And your writing assignment is going to be based on the writing process. The writing process consists of 3 stages. Pre-writing, where you write your thesis and your outline. Writing, where you convert the outline into a thesis statement. You convert the outline into a 5-paragraph essay. And then rewriting, where you correct your essay and correct your essay structure. And so when you do your essay 1, which is going to be a narrative essay, so week 2 is when your outline for week 2 is going to be due. It's not this Sunday, but the Sunday after next. And so you're going to write about a narrative essay. You can write about, that means you're going to write about a story with a moral, okay? A story that teaches a life lesson. And so I gave the example of the life lesson would be always give people a second chance. So you're going to write 5 paragraphs. And the first paragraph, you're going to write about, you're going to write the thesis, the hook, 5 background sentences, and then you write your thesis statement. Your thesis statement is the last sentence of the first paragraph. And your thesis statement is basically a 1-sentence summary of your essay or of your 3 body paragraphs. And in your 3 body paragraphs, you're going to write paragraph 2, you write the setting. Paragraph 3, you write the event. Paragraph 4, you write the climax. And paragraph 5, you write the conclusion. So I'll give an example. So paragraph 1, it would be about, it's just a summary, okay? Introduction is a summary of the whole thing. So introduction would be, I'm a soldier, and I want to write about when I first met my wife and how my wife taught me a very important life lesson, and that is to give everybody a second chance. And therefore, my life lesson is how I learned that I always give people a second chance. So that's the first paragraph, which ends with the main idea. And that's why it's called a funnel introduction paragraph, because you start broad and you get very specific, like an upside down triangle. Then your second paragraph is the setting. How did it all happen? I was on military leave when I entered a bar. And as I was drinking with my friends, I was kind of buzzed out. And then I saw this beautiful woman enter the bar. And I knew for a fact she was going to be my wife someday. Okay, that's the setting. Now, paragraph 3, the event. I decided that I wanted to go out with her, but I was very nervous and I didn't know what to say. So I walked up to her. And then as I was trying to tell her how beautiful she was, because I felt it every fiber of my being. I think I fell in love first sight. But as I was trying to tell her how beautiful she was, I threw up all over her. So that's the event. And then the climax would be that would be paragraph 4. The climax is that he's still throwing up all over her. And then to see the look of, she didn't look disgusted. And then he passed out. That's the last thing he remembers, that he passed out. And then when he woke up, he found a note attached to his pocket, and it said, "This is my number. You have cute eyes." She gave him a second chance, even though he threw up all over her. Now, most women would have been so disgusted, they would have just left the bar and that's it. But that's because she was a medic. In other words, her job as a nurse is that people throw up all over her all the time, or people bleed all over her all the time. So therefore, someone throwing up again on her is no big deal. That's like telling a painter that the paint stinks. The painter's used to that. Or telling a doctor not to look at body parts. Well, it's not going to be, that sort of thing. So anyway, she wrote in the note, "You have cute eyes." And then the conclusion would be a summary of the entire essay, where he wrote, "Now that I'm a job recruiter and somebody gets fired from their job, I give people a second chance, because that's the life lesson that I learned." Okay, so that's narrative essay number 1, where you write a narrative essay, a story, and it has a life lesson. Okay, a story with a life lesson, narrative essay type number 1. Then if that's too creative or that's too hard for you, you can write narrative essay number 2. And that's the fallback topic. I became a nurse because. And so that introduction, you have your hook, 5 background sentences, and then the thesis statement would be, I became a nurse because reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. Paragraph 2 is reason 1. Paragraph 3 is reason 2. Paragraph 4 is reason 3. Paragraph 5 is the conclusion. And so therefore, if your thesis statement is, I became a nurse because I want to heal people, I want a steady job, and I want to be a role model for my kids, then your 3 body paragraphs will be the same, will be those same items. I want a steady job, I want to be a role model for my kids, and whatever the third one was. And so the 3 reasons for your thesis statement will become your 3 body paragraphs. So if you can't think of any other topic for essay 1, then that's a topic for you. And I put the essay topic list in the announcements, so you can go take a look over there. And so that's it for all the essays. Oh, and your essay 1 is going to be the narrative essay, that's for week 2. So you have to write an outline for week 2. Then week 4, you have a rough draft in which you convert the outline into a 5-paragraph rough draft. And then week 6, you hand in your final draft. So weeks 2, 4, and 6 will be essay 1, and then weeks 7, 8, 10, and 11 are all going to be essay 2. 7, 8, 11, 12 are going to be essay 2, which is going to be a comparison contrast essay. And then weeks 9 and 10, you're going to write a persuasive essay. So you're going to write 3 essays in this class: a narrative essay, persuasive essay, and a comparison contrast essay. I think I covered the free writing, I covered the essays, and I think I covered the test guides. That's about it for this class so far. And always and in order to access everything, just click on modules. Now, if you have any questions, you can always email me at any time, and you can always email me at any time. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe to the Professor H Writing channel.